Well, what I'd like to do now, if it's okay with you, is to show you a set of automata that I made and later explain the reason why I made them. So these pieces that I'm going to show you, they're all fueled by using the energy emitted from a cup of tea. So this one here, you can see I've already made a cup of tea inside that mug. And this automata hopefully might be ready to crank up. Shall we give it a go? Oh, now the horse race is ready to go, and we lift the racetrack off, and they're off. And here go the horses. So while we have a cup of tea, we can have a good bet about which horse might win for a biscuit of some sort, maybe a bourbon. It's not working perfectly at the moment, but you get the gist. So as the drum here rotates, it hits some little teeth underneath the racetrack, and each of the horses has got a series of little hairs coming down from underneath the platform, and they are just nudged along fairly randomly, is the truth of it. And so you can see the horses there going around. Generally 3 circuits should make a decent race, I think. So we'll pull down the finishing line here, there it goes, and we'll just go and see if 7, my favourite number, can win, and I can get a bourbon biscuit or a ginger biscuit, and, oh, no, I didn't. So there we go. Right, let's see maybe what the mystic monk has got to say for your future. So normally, I won't do it now, but normally the tea from the teapot would heat up the Stirling motor, and then, which I'll show you in a moment, that rotates this drum. This drum then moves this drive belt. The drive belt moves this wheel here, and then that moves a feather, which goes around this circle here and moves the mystic monk's head as it goes past. And you can see the mystic monk is thinking about some wise words about your future. And then as the ball, which I've got here, goes around that groove and it comes off into this basket, and then hopefully, all being well, we should reveal some thoughts. There we go, some thoughts for your future. If you're afraid to shake the dice, you will never throw a 6. And that seems to me a very useful bit of advice. So let me show you how it works and explain perhaps why I made these things. So here you can see a very messy drawer there. I've got a Stirling motor. So each one of these, excuse me, tea-driven automata has a Stirling motor. So the bottom plate rests on top of the cup of tea or the teapot. That heats up the bottom plate more than the top plate. And I don't know if you can see, hopefully you can. Inside there's a piston made of foam. So the heat from the bottom plate rises, pushes up the piston, and then when you've initially cranked the Stirling motor, that pushes, there's a small wire just coming from that rod there, pushes the piston down, and then the heat from the tea pushes it back up again, which then the continual rotation pushes the piston down, and then basically you've got a rotary motion, a little rotary motor, all fueled from a cup of tea. So the idea initially was quite sensible before it got sidetracked into this nonsense. So initially I was thinking, how is it possible these days to make an apartment for a single person? I was thinking in my mind, an elderly person, how can you harness the energy that they naturally are using? So of course, piezo crystals on the floor, piezo crystals on the hinges on the front door, so they come into their house. Already there's the energy, some of that energy has been harnessed as they walk, perhaps to make themselves a cup of tea. So on the floor, that energy from where they've been pressing the piezo crystals, that gets harnessed. They open the cupboard to find the tea bags. Each hinge has more piezo crystals, more energy is utilized there. And then when they put the tap on to make the cup of tea, there's a water wheel on the tap, more energy saved there. So it's a very sensible principle. And so I wanted to show it by showing how there's so much energy in such a simple thing as a cup of tea, which most of us enjoy enormously. So that's why then I thought, well, I'll make these automata that are fueled by the heat from a cup of tea. And as you can see, the horses are ready to go again. And so that's why I made these pieces, and I hope that you enjoy them.